San Jose home prices bounced back this week after a huge drop-off last month, but is this a healthy rebound or a dreaded dead cat bounce? Let's take a look at our indicators to find the answer. Welcome to the San Jose Real Estate Roundup for September 12th, 2024, brought to you by Blueprint. Work with me and Blueprint to buy your home in San Jose and save thousands in agent's fees. Why pay 2 or 3% to your agent when you can get better representation for just 0.4% of a median San Jose home? Check out all the details at buywithblueprint.com. Now let's take a look at our San Jose numbers. Right now we're looking at the latest weekly print from Redfin for the San Jose metro market. And as you can see, we've had our second week of price bounce back from this recent trough. In mid-July, the median price of a home in San Jose was $1.645 million. 3 weeks ago, we bottomed out at $1.503 million. And this week, we've bounced back to $1.54 million. Now, the question is pricing returning, or is this, in fact, a dead cat bounce that will become more price declines as we head into the end of the year? Let's take a look at some other metrics to try to get an answer. The new listing median price, that's the median price at which new homes are being brought to market in San Jose, actually fell this week from $1,484,182 to $1,461,944. Now, the new listing median price in San Jose hovered around $1.5 million for most of the year. It fell down to $1.44 million and is now sitting right in the middle at $1.46 million. Now, the new listing median price is often a sign of realtor confidence. When this goes up, realtors think they're going to be able to sell homes for more dollars. When this goes down, realtors are worried they won't be able to get the same prices for the homes they're selling. So given where this has been and where it is now, as a vote of confidence, this ranks as New listings this week in San Jose fell to 293, down from last week's 308. That's continuing this long trend of fewer new listings each week from a peak point in May. Now, fewer new listings means less inventory, which means that this would not be a dead cat bounce, but instead pricing would be returned. However, notice that in July, exactly when we saw those steep price drops, we were also seeing momentarily fewer homes coming to market. So maybe it's not a supply problem, it's a demand problem, a buy-side problem. Right now we're looking at homes sold this week in San Jose, and what this graph tells us is that, no, it is not a demand or buy-side problem. As you can see, homes sold has outpaced last year's homes sold every single week of the year. That's this margin between the orange line and the blue line since the third week in January. In fact, this week we saw a growth in homes sold, both in absolute numbers and in terms of growth year over year. Last week, 258 homes were sold in San Jose. That's a 7.1% growth from the same week the previous year. And this week, 265 homes sold in San Jose Metro. That's a 9% growth from the same week last year. That said, pending sales is falling relative to last year. This week, we saw 257 pending sales, just 4% growth from the same week last year. Whereas last week, we were at 258 pending sales, which represented 7.9% growth over last year. Now, pending sales used to really tower over last year. Now we're trending back down toward last year's levels. So seeing this, we should expect homes sold to begin to trend down towards last year's levels in about a month. Pending sales is a leading indicator of homes sold because a home goes pending about 30 or 35 days before it becomes a home that is sold, because that is the duration of the escrow period. Active listings, that's the total amount of inventory on the San Jose market, has been falling off for about 9 weeks. Right now we're at 1,898 listings on the market. And if we scroll down to the year-over-year graph, we can see that the decline in active inventory is even more dramatic when you compare it to last year. At peak, San Jose saw 43% more listings than last year, and now we're down to just 27% more listings than last year. Now, that's still a very healthy amount of listings relative to last year, but when active listings start to decline, you get upward pricing on pressure, which suggests that we're not seeing a dead cat bounce, but seeing a new upward pricing trend that will continue into the fall. And when you combine supply with demand, you get the inventory weeks of supply. This shows us how much supply there is relative to the demand that's eating it up. This number's been falling for a couple weeks now, and we are at 7.3 weeks of supply, down from 7.6. Now, 7.3 weeks of inventory is extremely low if you're looking at the national picture, but this is San Jose. This is more inventory than we had in 2021 and 2023, less inventory than we had in 2022 when we saw those major price declines. So we're probably not looking at major price declines for the rest of the year here. Looking at off-market in 2 weeks, we've seen 6 weeks of growth since this metric bottomed in July. And we now have 55.7% of homes that hit the San Jose market are gone in 2 weeks or less. And now we're looking at the percent of active listings with price drops. This week we fell from 5.1% to 4.9%. Now that's an elevated number compared to 2023 and 2021, but we're still well below the amount of price dropping we saw in 2022 when we saw serious price declines across the board. So this is further evidence that what we saw this week was a bounce back and not a dead cat bounce. Also worth noting is that the average sale to list ratio has been climbing since bottoming about 3 weeks ago. This is one more solid indicator that the San Jose market is having a price rebound and not a dead cat bounce. I just like saying that word. And these are the kind of metrics you want to pay attention to if you're a San Jose home buyer. Pay attention to these metrics every week by subscribing here and catch next week's San Jose Real Estate Roundup.